I've been noticing a tug of war in my own life lately and in the lives of the families that I coach. It's this constant pull between wanting things to go a certain way and then trusting God when they don't go as planned. Have you felt that? And if you're parenting a tween or a teenager right now, that tension is probably magnified because you're not just carrying your own stress, you're carrying theirs too. Like in my life, my two daughters are both freshmen. One's in high school, one's in college. So this end of the semester stress is a whole new level. Now, just this week, I rewatched The Chosen's Nativity episode with my whole family. And there's this moment where Mary is sitting on a donkey. Her contractions have started, and Joseph comes and tells her they have no room for us in the inn. Now, I imagine there was a part in her that wanted to totally freak out. I mean, I know I would have. But I also know that there was a stronger part of her that was able to calm the inner panic with something like, God will take care of this. He will provide for me. And that simple trust, even when everything looked wrong, it struck me because so many of us feel that same panic in our lives. Like when your teen is struggling academically or with friends or with their own confidence, or when nothing is going as planned, or when you're out of energy, out of answers, and just trying to hold it all together. Now, your kids are watching how you handle stress. And here's what I've learned as a resilience coach. When we don't press pause and find healthier ways to deal with stress, it doesn't just disappear, it gets passed down. And teenagers rarely say, "Oh, I'm so stressed out," or "I feel anxious." No, instead, they just drift. They scroll, or they shut down, or they explode over small things, and we're left wondering what just happened. But underneath it all is a lack of skills to manage emotions, to regulate stress, and to shift out of panic into peace. And we as parents, especially moms, feel it too. So let's pause and look at what a tug of war of wanting things a certain way versus trusting God when they don't go as planned. What does that look like when you're dealing with your kids? The avalanche of expectations and the stress of the season. I encourage you to notice when you feel worried. Let's get curious. So, how does your body tense up? Just notice it, welcome it. What emotions are hijacking your peace? Just try to name them. What thoughts are you putting on repeat? If you listen, you'll be able to hear them. So practice this for yourself first, and then consider, what is stressing out your teenager or your spouse this week? Are they aware of what their bodies is doing, what their emotions are feeling, or what their brain is thinking? When you take a moment to pause and you name it to tame it and you give yourself permission to feel it, you can learn from everything your body is experiencing. Now, you and your family members have legitimate concerns. Can I get everything done? Will I do well on this exam? Will things ever calm down? Those are legitimate concerns. But when you put those worried thoughts on repeat, they hijack and actually waste your energy. Instead of operating from a creative or a problem-solving mode, they send your body into panic mode, that fight or flight or freeze state. So here's one of the skills I teach in my family membership. Flip the script. So when you hear yourself thinking, "Oh, I don't have enough time, enough energy, enough money," try this instead. "I'm so grateful for what I do have. I'm doing my best with what I've got." When your teenager says, "I'm afraid I'm going to fail," help them to say this instead. "I'm going to focus and give it my best." See, worry often comes from wanting to control the outcome. But didn't we all learn during the pandemic that there's very little we can actually control that's outside of us? But we can be in command of our thoughts. And that, more than anything, helps us to regulate our emotions and choose our best response. If you can't control the outcome, why not surrender it into God's loving hands? One of my favorite prayers is, Jesus, I surrender this to you. Take care of everything. So you do your best with what you have, your thoughts, your emotions, your words, your resources, your responses, and then let God handle the rest. My name is Jenny Krumdrick. I'm a faith-based resilience coach that works with teens and parents. I love to combine both the spiritual wisdom with personal development because we need both to thrive. My favorite thing to do is lead retreats. So you could bring me to do a retreat at your church or your school, or moms and girls can join me for a transformational and rejuvenating weekend of connection and growth at a mother-daughter retreat. I create space for moms and daughters to give your body, your mind, and your spirit a place to rest and reset. I give you a space to learn how to respond instead of react, to build emotional awareness and resilience, even with big feelings. I help you to practice simple, powerful mindset shifts that reduce anxiety, to reconnect with each other and with God. You'll create memories and grow in faith and confidence together. And you'll leave with skills that help you and your daughter not just survive stress, but grow from it. So if you are a parent of a preteen or a teenager, I encourage you to go to contagiouslight.org. You can save your spot for an upcoming mother-daughter retreat. You could book a free call with me to talk about your family's specific needs. You can download free parent resources or join the family membership for on-demand coaching and courses. Last thing, when the stress of life tempts me to freak out, I simply ask myself, has there ever been a time that God has not provided for me? Nope, never. He always has. He has in the past, and he will today too.